New Thought Media Network proudly presents The Global Heart of Peace's Peace Party. Celebrate the many paths to peace. Explore an exciting life of peace. Embody joyous peace. Come to our weekly Peace Party, Mondays at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on New Thought Media Network. www.ntmedia.org.
Hello, and welcome to Peace Party, brought to you by the Global Heart of Peace Initiative. I'm Reverend Jackie Harris, an Associate Minister at Mile High Church in Lakewood, Colorado. So glad to be here, and I am passionate about peace from a direction that may surprise some of you, because my title for today's talk is Service. For me, service is one of those things that encompasses so much. I was just reading this morning in during my practice, the word shalom. The word shalom means fullness, and that fullness is talking about us. We tend to think that shalom is just about the word peace, which can have that interpretation of less war, no war, that kind of world peace, but that shalom really is talking about fullness, and that's the fullness of each one of us. Greater joy, greater happiness, greater kindness. So what I want to chat with you about today is the whole concept that service is about peace. Almost every faith tradition has service as one of its pillars. And the reason for service is that service is caring for someone or something outside of ourselves. And if we can really experience those moments outside of ourselves that are intended to be helping other people, then what a difference we can make in the world. What a difference. And so for me, this topic of peace, and certainly having a party around it, is very much about the notion of finding our way to get to service in this world. I'm responsible for the volunteers, both the in-house volunteers and for our outreach program at Mile High Church, which really is my favorite part of my ministry with our volunteers, because it gives us an opportunity to step outside of Mile High Church with all of its great resources and share those resources with others in our community. We are getting ready to actually participate in a community service event later this September, and it will help to provide goods to many of the nonprofits in our location. Those places that are serving the unhoused, those people who have less than maybe some of us have. And so to be able to be part of that is such a wonderful opportunity to begin to let people know we care for them, that we have compassion for them, and it gives us a chance to be kinder. And to me, that's what peace is all about. Finding a way to let more kindness enter our world. And as many people have said to me, but I'm just one person. But as that one person, as you make a difference to someone in your sphere of influence, you're kind, you're compassionate, you're more giving, then your one step in that direction is going to make a difference for that one person, and very well may influence them to become kinder, more compassionate, more gentle. So I think service is a wonderful way to practice We talk a lot about spiritual practices, and I am a firm believer that service is a spiritual practice. So as you go out in the world and you hold that door open for someone, or you do something bigger by going to a shelter and working with people, or you go to one of the many centers that are around us that are looking for volunteers to come in and help distribute clothes, distribute food, maybe just distribute kindness. So my talk really could have been about compassion and kindness, changing the world, which then creates peace. But I wanted to take it down to a level that every one of us can practice, which is that level of service, being of service to others. And maybe it's being of service in your own home. So I want to let you know that this is a topic that is not so broad that you wouldn't be able to embrace it and practice it. But it's one of those things that each one of us can do. I think if you want to look at the world scope of it, look at those places in the world suffering from violence, from war, from all of the horrendousness of human to human. And in there are people who are giving of themselves in service, whether it be in healthcare or it may be providing food. So don't you see how service really does help us create peace in this world? Because we do things, I hope, when we are serving that are done because we care, because we see that other person, or we see the situation and we know that we can be of service and change the lives of people one at a time. And an example was given even in today's Science of Mind magazine. Today's guide talks about the author of the guide being in a medical practice and seeing someone at the front desk who walked someone out to their car. And she didn't get upset at all about having her routine changed. She walked that person to their car to help them, to be of service to them. And the author said she stopped the woman as she was leaving and said, "Why do you do that?" And she basically said, "Because it's kindness. We must show kindness to each other." So I would say to you that kindness is something that's in all of us. We have to practice it sometimes, like sitting in traffic when we don't feel very kind. But I want to say to you, we can change the world if we stop looking outside of ourselves at all the confusion, the mayhem, all of the things that maybe are making us just a little bit crazy and angry. And we can stop that and we can say, I can be kinder. I can show more compassion, more love, more gentleness in this world. Throwing more fuel on the fire of hatred will not bring peace. Kindness, gentleness, loving kindness. All of those are things we can do to change ourselves, and by changing ourselves, we can change the world. We can create more peace in this world. Realize that as you're creating peace around you, you are changing the sphere of influence in the world. Maybe not in giant ways, but one step at a time. One step at a time. I encourage you to practice that kindness. Be of service, no matter how small it may appear to be. Be of service and a helping hand to those who have less, to those who aren't used to being or having kindness expressed to them. Let's all practice being kinder. The world needs more kindness. And as we express kindness, we change the world. And don't we want to change the world to be a place that serves people, that shows love for people? That's the great, great lesson, because our purpose here right now is to express beyond ourselves, express that divine beingness. And so let's walk away from here ready to practice just a little bit more kindness in our life, to go out and start finding ways to be of service, no matter how small that act may look, knowing that it will make a difference in this world. And so now I'd like to take us a little deeper. Take us a little deeper into that place where we recognize that loving kindness and we say, may I be happy. May I be safe. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be healthy. And then take that to the next level. Take that to someone you know who has taken care of you. May I be kind. May I be safe. May I be healthy. Say that for your friends. May you be healthy. May you be kind. May you be safe. And when you're doing loving kindness, always remember those people who maybe push your buttons. And step back and say, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe. May you be healthy. And as we sit with that, we let it go, knowing that it goes out into the ripples of the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. So I let this go and I let it be. And so it is. And now I want to thank you for joining us today as we explored a unique aspect of peace, I'm sure. And hopefully I was able to introduce you to a new way to look at how to show peace and express peace. And if you would join us again next week at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, we'll have with us on September 22nd, Reverend Gina Krupka. Thank you, and may you dance in the joy of a peace-filled life.